You found a product, it looks promising, but then it hits you because everyone seems to be selling the exact same thing. But here's the truth, just because there's a lot of sellers doesn't automatically means the product is too saturated. What really matters is how well you can rank for those keywords. Alright, so how do we find out exactly how saturated is any product on Amazon? Alright, so I'm going to walk through a very simple method that we use. Like let's say example, this reading pillow, I literally encountered this product just today, right? So how do I know as a new seller, this is a good market to enter? Because from the looks of it, seems like there's a lot of demand, 2,000 bought in the past month, 600, and the selling price is pretty good, right? Above $25. So far, everything looks alright in terms of the reviews and everything. Now, let's go a step deeper, alright? Because we don't just look at the surface level, we want to also look at the keyword strength. And this is where I think most new sellers missed out. So I'm going to walk you through exactly how we determine the competition level of this market here, alright? So first off, to get started, you're going to need Helium 10, alright? This is exactly the tool that I use to dig deeper, right? So if you do not know, should I say if you have not subscribed to Helium 10 yet, right, the link is down below. We have an amazing sweet coupon code just for you. So after you download the Chrome extension, click on X-Ray and let the X-Ray load up. I click on load more to find out exactly all the data from these competitors. Okay, cool. So now that I have loaded everything up, my first step is to organize the ASIN revenue from the highest to the lowest, right? Because I want to study the winners. So right now, my goal is to isolate exactly the top 10 competitors based on ASIN revenue that is selling exactly the reading pillow, right? Not this kind of other wedge pillow, but exactly the reading pillow, right? Like I believe this will be the first guy. I'm looking for this kind of competitors, alright? So first up, let me just check everything up and let's see if there is any. So since this is the guy, the reading pillow that I want to analyze, I'm going to check this guy, right? Eventually, I'm going to delete the rest, okay? Just leaving top 10 of this kind of design. Okay, let's just look through. This is another guy here. So this is a second in terms of revenue. This is the third guy. And as you can see, Slee guy, right? He has a duplicate. So just ignore the rest of the duplicates. We just need one unique ASIN, right? From this particular seller. Okay. And then of course, this is guy from Nest. And another guy like this. This is not it. It's a wedge pillow. Yeah, this is it. Alright, husband pillow. The brand is a cool brand. Another one here. So right now, my job is just isolating the top 10 competitors based on revenue, right? And this is one of them. Let's find maybe 2 or 3 more, right? Just to be safe. Okay, this is the one. But this is not it. This is it. I'm looking for this kind of design once again. Yeah, and I believe this is another one. And maybe one more kind. Okay, cool. So now that we have possibly isolated 10 of them, let me delete the rest. Okay, I'm not looking at the noise. I just want to look at the actual top 10 in this market. So take a look at this. The best selling reading pillow in this design is bringing in about $65,000 a month, followed by $54,000, $47,000, so on and so forth. So far, there has been, this shows that there's been a pretty good revenue spread among even the top 10 competitors, alright? So now let's go one step deeper. We're going to look at the keywords. How many keywords does this competitor actually rank for? And is there a chance for a new seller to enter and also rank for those keywords? Alright, so let's take a look from even the top 10, right? So I'm just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So starting with this guy, right? So Vikia is the top 10 guy, then going to 9, 8, 7, 6, so on and so forth. Alright, I'm just checking it from this order priority, and after that, I need to click on this button called Cerebro. Now, while Cerebro loads, let me explain exactly what is Cerebro. Alright, Cerebro is another tool from Helium 10, and basically what it does is it's going to analyze all the keywords that this 10 ASINs is going to be ranking for in terms of organic rank, sponsored rank. Basically, they're going to pull up all the top performing keywords basically for these 10 different ASINs. Alright, so basically the philosophy behind or the reasoning is these guys, they are crushing it in the market currently. These guys are making the top 10 sales in terms of revenue, and we can see their revenue, right, from the ASIN revenue itself. So if they're doing something well and they're selling a lot of pillows, shouldn't we analyze the winners and find out exactly what have they done properly to get those sales, correct? So that's why we do this first step here. So Cerebro. So immediately, now that's loaded, I can scroll down and you can see, right, Cerebro has identified a total of 12,812 keywords. Now that is a lot of keywords to analyze, okay, because there's really a lot of ways for customers to search to buy a reading pillow, right? It could be a large pillow for bag, a sit-up bed cushion, sit-up reading pillow, so on and so forth, right? There's just so many different ways. So now I want to make this manageable, right? Which means I have to actually look at the filters right here. Okay, so my very first filter is I want to look at the search volume, right? So I'm telling Cerebro, okay, filter out any keywords that's less than 350 search volume, right? Probably some keywords like 90 search volume a month may not be worth it for me to consider further, just because there's just too little searches for that keyword, alright? So all keywords that's below 350, please eliminate. So I'm going to just apply filter. From 12,000, it has removed down to 3,000, right? So there's really a lot of keywords with low search volume, alright? Much more manageable, but let's also look at this. Position rank, I'm going to put as max of 45. Basically, I'm telling Helium 10, please remove for this first ASIN, all the keywords that's ranked on page 1, please remove them, alright? Basically, please include them. Anything above page 1, remove them, right? I'm not interested in those keywords as well. Next one, I only want to look for organic ranking, because organic ranking means it's proven keywords that's been getting sales, and I want to absolutely rank for those keywords as well. Next one, the async competitor, we put 1-45. So basically, what this filter tells Cerebro is all of the keywords remaining, right? I just want any keyword that has any of this competitor on page 1 for. So if this competitor is on page 1 for a keyword, that keyword will appear in the list. Alright, so let's take a look at the final filter. How many keywords do we have left? Alright, and there we go, right? 155 keywords. Something more manageable. Over here, we're looking for a keyword range of between 100 to 300 keywords, right? Just so that we can have the data to be very accurate later on. Alright, so now that we have this great filter here, we will export the data and we head over to Excel sheets now. Okay, so this is the part where we start analyzing their keyword strength. If you're watching this and thinking, I want to start my own Amazon business, we got something that could help you get there. It's called the Amazon Escape Program, a comprehensive coaching program designed to teach you everything you need to know to find profitable products, scale your business, and finally escape the 9-to-5 grind. We have helped hundreds of entrepreneurs just like you launch successful Amazon businesses, and we're ready to help you to do the same. If you want to learn more, comment FBA below and we will reach out to you. Alright, so now that we have downloaded the Excel sheet, I know it's gibberish, right? There's a lot of data here, but trust me, this is going to get good. Alright, so stick around. We're going to start making sure that this data makes sense. So as any good data scientist will tell you, always create a copy, preserve your original data, right? I'm going to rename my tab as this tool called the Market Dominator, right? This tool is something that we have created in-house and we are really excited to show it to you. First up, my first role is to delete all the noises, right? So the noise like ABA, total click share, is not relevant in point of product research. So I'm going to just omit them, alright? Don't let them confuse you. Maybe keyword sales, I'll keep it in. Cerebral IQ score is removed. Search volume is removed. Search volume trend, I'll delete as well. Okay, I will keep this suggested bid just for future reference, right? This I will remove as well. CPR I will keep. Title density I'll keep. I'll remove all of this until position rank, then relative rank, all the way to competition score. Alright, cool. So now that we have this is the final filter that I will get, right? So this is something that I want to click sort and filter. Alright, so for position rank, this is just how Cerebro works. I have to go back to Cerebro. I have to key in the very first ASIN right here, okay? Or it's going to appear right here. Right? Just copy this ASIN and put it on position rank. Okay, this is exactly what you want to see after the filter. So basically, how do you read this? I'm just saying, right? So I say Cerebro is telling me, right? For this keyword bed couch pillow, these competitors are rank 3, are rank 6, rank 4 accordingly, alright, on Amazon. And these are all organic ranking. These are very powerful data to tell me exactly how well do my top 10 competitor do their PPC, do their keyword research. And from there, I reverse engineer to make sense whether if a new seller should enter the market. How powerful is that, right? So let's carry on. The next step I want to do is inserting another score called a significance score. Alright, so significance score, the formula is just very simple. Count if this entire row is less than 45. Alright, cool. And I'm going to use the power of Excel to duplicate all of this. And with the filter, I can sort it from the largest to the smallest. Now, quick break. What does significance score means based on this formula? Basically, it's just telling me, or should I say, I'm telling Excel, right? If these guys are on page 1 on Amazon, remember, 45 rank basically just means there are 45 organic ranking position on page 1, depending on your desktop browser, etc., right? But generally, 45 ranks are ranking, they are available for organic position. So if you are less than 45, so basically if this AC is less than 45, you add 1 count to the significance score, which means in this keyword here, there are 10 competitors that is ranked on page 1. So this tells me that this keyword, sit up bed pillow, is very important for me. I have to absolutely rank for it. So the higher the significance score, the more important your keywords will be. Alright, as you go down, you can see the significance score will drop sharply all the way down to 7. Bed pillow with armrest, example. Okay, so this is the first step. The next step, I want to analyze deeper. Control Shift. I'm just adding more rows right at the bottom. The shortcut is Control Shift plus on the Windows, right? Okay, so I'm just adding like about maybe 1 more row. Okay, so here I just want to make sure that I can find a way to gauge their keyword strength now. So let's say how many keywords are there? Number of keywords here. Okay, total number of keywords. It's just a simple count formula, right? So count, and I'm just looking at the numbers here all the way down. Okay, perfect. So there are a total of 155 keywords. We agree on that previously already. Now, the next thing is, what's the sum of search volume? Okay, so this sum of search volume will be equals to sum the entire search volume in there. Right, very simple Excel operation. Okay, done. Now we know that all of these 155 keywords that's highly relevant based on our filter, right? These 155 keywords covers 183,000 search volume every single month. That is how big this market is, alright? So let's go on further to determine how well do our top 10 competitors rank for these 155 keywords, because we have the data here now. Alright, so next step we want to find out is how many keywords, number of keywords on page 1, basically. Alright, so let me just do a very simple tidy up for Excel sheet. Okay, there we go. So now I want to find out, since we got all this data here, I don't know exactly from this competitor how many keywords does he have on page 1. And I can do that very simply, right, with a formula. Count if the range will be our organic rank for this competitor here. Okay, and the criteria that we want to set is make sure that you're checking for lesser than 45 ranking. So if it's lesser than 45, that means the organic rank is on page 1. And I can see, wow, look at this. This guy has 153 keywords on page 1. And with the beauty of Excel, I can just drag everything over and I can already find out in one moment, right, how many keywords every single one of my top 10 competitors have based on this highly relevant keyword subset. Okay, they are all on page 1 here. So with this, I can actually give them a percentage, correct? So this percentage is this divided by your number of keywords. And for the sake of it, I will lock B9. And in this, I can click on percentage and I drag across, right? I'm just going to duplicate the formulas all over it. And there we go. Can you take a look at this, right? This tells me that this competitor has 99% or 153 keywords on page 1, while this competitor has 94%, 145 keywords on page 1. That means that this is a pretty competitive market, guys, right? Because you want to fight all these guys. These are really super strong competitors, especially those that's above 80%. They know what they're doing, right? For a new seller to come in, you probably will need to spend more in advertising and sell more than them to be able to win the market, okay? So this is the very first indication that this market is actually a pretty strong competition market. I will probably highly advise new sellers to stay away from this. Alright, now we can go one step further. Not just the number of keywords, we can look at the sum of search volume on page 1. Alright, because if they are ranked on page 1, each keyword carries a certain search volume as well. Okay, so we can just do a very simple, slightly more complicated formula, but nothing too crazy. A sum if formula all the way down. Okay, once again, and the criteria will be I'm checking it for rank 45 and my sum range is under search volume. Okay, just a very straightforward formula. Alright, don't worry guys, let me explain. Basically, this formula is telling Excel, right, check if this keyword is ranked less than 45. If it is less than 45, you add the search volume into the final count. That's basically the operation that Excel is looking for, and that is the sum if formula. Alright, so let's say a certain keyword is like above 45, this search volume will not be added here. Alright, that's literally what it means. Okay, so let me lock this C column so that I can drag the formula to be applicable for all my top 10 competitors here. So now I got their search volume coverage on page 1 every single month. And once again, I can also do the percentage, right? This divided by this. And once again, locking B10. I need to lock it so that when I drag, the formulas do not go crazy, alright? And in percentage. Okay, now do you look at, can you see how competitive this competitor, or should I say this market is, based on keyword ranking, right? This competitor is ranked for almost 90+% of the keywords. That's why he's getting the top 10 sales. He's making like crazy amount, right? As I recall, 65, based on this X-ray, he's making $65,000 a month. No wonder, because he's ranked for so many keywords that's bringing in the sales. Alright, so as a new seller, I would highly discourage you from entering a market with a lot of 95 or even 80+% in the market in the top 10. It just tells me that advertising cost is going to be high. Number one, look at that. Every one of them is almost $1 plus, right? You got to bid for all these keywords to win the market, and to do that, you need a lot of budget, right? So maybe not suitable for most new sellers. Number two, looking at all of this keyword strength, right? Just knowing that there's not a lot of weak guys. I'm looking for more weak guys like this, 20+%. Okay, but if there's not a lot of weak guys in the top 10, it just signals that this market is really closed off. Okay, and I hope you found this useful, alright, because we can actually go one step further, and if you want, you can even fill in the market data like the main image, the sales velocity, or should I say monthly sales velocity, right? The reviews, the ratings, the brand name, and even the monthly revenue. Alright, now you can fill it in one by one. It's just a very simple data entry work. Just copy and paste and find out exactly all of this data here to really analyze this market clearly. Okay, and this is exactly what we do in one part of our research process. This is literally called the market dominator step, and this is how we determine how competitive the market is, right? Like for a reading pillow, we know that this market is a super strong competitor, very super strong kind of keyword rank, because just looking at the Excel sheet, there's a lot of 80 to 90% completion in terms of competition rank. Alright, so I hope this really helps you to be able to tell you, as this is like an X-ray into the market, to be able to find out whether if a new seller can enter the market or not. And this tool is beautiful, it's amazing to be able to tell you to enter or not. So basically, right now, it's just telling me avoid this market at all costs if I don't want to fight with all these heavy weights here. Alright, and if you're stuck trying to figure that out on your own, that's exactly why we built the Amazon Escape, our step-by-step program where we guide you through product research, launch strategies, and everything in between, so you're not guessing or doing it alone. We've helped hundreds of people find winning products, and we can help you too. Comment FBA below if you're interested. If not, guys, see you in the next video. Keep crushing it.